You're listening to The Problem with Poverty, a podcast that helps bring awareness to the causes and consequences of poverty, as well as ways that we can overcome the problems with poverty together. Our company, Community Action Partnership of North Alabama, serves 28 counties in our beautiful state. According to 2019 estimates by the U.S. Census, Alabama was the seventh poorest state, with 15.5% of its residents living in poverty, as compared with a U.S. average of 11.1%. Our goal with this show is to highlight all of the opportunities that we and our partners have to help people overcome poverty as we focus on helping people, changing lives.
Welcome to the Problem with Poverty podcast. I'm your host, Holly Hicks. Today we're joined by Brandi Powers, a staff member at the Community Action Partnership of North Alabama. Brandi is here to talk about her experience as a first-generation college student. Brandi, you came to us because of a story you told to the agency that we've all heard, but our listeners have not. Tell us that story so we can understand why you are who you are and where you are today.
Well, I just want to start by saying I told my story so that we could shine light on what community action does within the agency. I know that we're really focused on what we're doing within the community and stuff, but I think it's important to not leave any of it out. And so that's kind of why I told my story, so that I could shine light on, community action is changing everybody's lives, not just people within the community. And so when I told that story, I was like, this is my chance, but I did not realize that it was going to just explode. Like, I didn't realize that so many people would hear it, or, that I would even be sitting here today. So I come from a broken home. It was me and my sister. My dad raised us. Eventually, it was just me and my dad. And luckily, I had my grandparents right up the road, so they helped my dad raise me as well. My grandmother, she is an angel on earth. My mama, she raised me in church, and I think that really set the foundation for who I would become. And so when it was just me and my dad, he made sure that I was well taken care of. He was real big on grades and playing ball, and so he pushed ball a lot. And we would get out in the yard and play burnout, and I would hit and everything else. And so he knew that was his way of pushing me to a better future that he didn't have, or that he might not could have given me on my own. Because I went on to play softball at Calhoun, which paid completely for my 2 years of school. And so I did that. I went all through school. I graduated from Calhoun. I started at Athens State, and I quit. I started and I quit 3 times before I finally graduated. I kind of just got off the straight and narrow there for a little bit, and my priorities were not in line like they should have been. But then that's when I met my husband, and I moved to Hartselle. And then my next step was I downloaded Indeed, because I just felt like I needed a change. I was tired of being stagnant. I wanted to excel. I knew that I wanted better, just because of where I came from. College just wasn't something that my family did. So there for a while I was like, well, why me? Why am I going to do this? I'm not supposed to do this. But one day I woke up and I was like, something's going to change. It's going to stop with me. This generational curse, or whatever you want to call it, I said, it's going to stop here. And I wanted to, just set fire to the next generation after me and every generation after that. And school, I knew that school could do that. I knew that it could very well put me where I wanted to be and help me excel. And so I downloaded Indeed, like I said, and I applied to 28 jobs. I was applying to everything. I was applying to dog kennels. I was applying to the library, everywhere that I could find on Indeed. And I came across Head Start, Community Action, and I was looking at it, and I said, well, it says that I have to have an associate's. I have that. I don't have a bachelor's degree, and I'm 8 months pregnant. But I'm going to do it anyways. I'm just going to apply. What's it going to hurt at this point? And so I did, and Sherelle called me, and we set up an interview. And then a few days later, she called and said, "Hey, we would love for you to start Monday. We would love to offer you the position in early." And so I came up here to do my paperwork, and she handed me the packet. And I took it home, and I said, "Ethan, look at this." I said, "They're going to offer me, benefits, retirement, and they're going to pay for my school. And on top of that, they're going to pay me this. This is what I'm going to be making." I said, "There's no way. There's no way that somebody is about to pay for my school and then pay me to do what I'm doing now for 3 times as much." And he was like, "Yeah, I don't know about that. You need to look a little more into it, that kind of thing." And so I started work on that Monday, and I met Miss Watson. And I just knew, as soon as you walk into Vivian Turner, there's just this presence there. And it's just different than anything that you have ever felt before. And Miss Watson, she is fantastic. And I just knew, I was like, "Lord, only you could have brought me here. Nobody else. It's you. I'm just a tool, and you placed me here." And the whole way home, I was like, "Lord, thank you." I could not stop saying thank you. I was like, "Thank you so much." I don't know why he chose me or put me at Vivian Turner or within Community Action, but it has been truly life-changing for me, my husband, my son, everybody around me. So.
What was the reaction to your story from other staff members who heard it?
Oh, it was awesome. It made me feel good. It kind of put a fire under me, that I was like, if they feel this way about it, how many other people can this story reach? They were just very encouraging. The support system that I have at Community Action is out of this world. Everyone is just, like I said, it's just different than anything I've ever been a part of. And so I just remember Miss Monica she's in pre-K, so she's in the back of the building, and she just came running through the building, just praising and just so happy. Everybody has just been so supportive and so happy, and it's been great.
Besides being hired, and you got the benefits and the pay increase, is there anything else that you've been able to experience at Community Action that you don't think you would have gotten anywhere else?
100%. Just aside from the work side of it, I tell everybody this. I believe that I was placed at Community Action for much more than a job. I think that I was placed at Vivian Turner specifically for much more than a job. It's more than 8 hours a day. It's so much bigger than I am, and to be a part of it is just, I cannot even begin to explain my gratitude. But as a person, I've completely transformed just from being at Vivian Turner. The people who are there, the people that I'm surrounded by now, like-minded people, people of faith. Miss Watson makes a big difference. I don't even know it is supernatural. I don't even know how to explain it other than the Lord placed me at Vivian Turner. And I think that had I not taken the chance to apply and Sherelle didn't take the chance on me, that I wouldn't be sitting here, or I wouldn't be who I am, spiritually, financially, all the way around.
I heard a lot of names that you're showing gratitude for, but the one person that we're grateful for is you, and sharing your story, because it makes a big difference in a lot of people's lives, and we'll learn more of that outcome, I think, as you stay here, because you said we can't chase you away. So I look forward to hearing how your story affects people down the road. From the Center for First Generation Student Success, we have learned that 56% of all undergraduates are first-generation college students. 59% were the first sibling in the family to go to college. 28% of first-generation college students were age 30 or above. 60% were female. 30% had dependents, and 40% attended full-time. And Forbes tell us that Alabama ranks 19th in the U.S. for first-generation college students with 39%. And students whose parents did not attend college are more likely to come from racial minority backgrounds, identify as female, have dependents, have served in the military, and come from low-earning or immigrant households. As a first-generation college student, talk about how your personal experience is reflected in these statistics.
Well, it seems like I meet nearly every one of those except for two. I am a first-generation graduate of college. I'm the only sibling to go to college. I did have a dependent. I had a 1-year-old when I graduated. So I actually started at Community Action when I was pregnant, and then I started school right after I had him. So when I graduated, he was 1. And yeah.
So this profile fits you to a T.
Perfectly. Mm-hmm.
What was your motivation to believe that you could, would, and should go to college?
I knew that I wanted to do it because no one in my family had done it, and I just wanted to break that cycle. Like, I just wanted better for myself, my immediate family, and then just I wanted to set the path for every generation after me. If that looks like my son having a better now or a better future, going to college, getting the education that he needs, so that maybe he could have a life that I didn't have when I was growing up.
What did you see when you were growing up that made you say college would have changed that?
Just my parents struggling. My mom and my dad got divorced when I was real young, and so that left my dad to raise me and my sister. And I saw how he got up and went to work every day and busted his tail to provide for his family. And I just knew that I didn't want all of the hardships that came with not having a set career.
How were you able to overcome so many obstacles to be able to attend college?
For one, I stuck close to my grandparents. They lived right down the road from me, and so anytime I felt like I needed, I would walk down the road to their house, and that was always a positive environment for me to be in. And then I played softball, and so I was surrounded by other adults who were positive and goal-oriented, and other athletes as well. And so that helped a lot to open my eyes to hey, this is a lifestyle that I can have, or this is something that is achievable for me because of the support system I had.
So you had role models who were your peers as well as adults to help guide your path.
I did. I had coaches growing up, and then, like I said, my grandparents and my dad, they all played a big role in pushing me and making sure that I stayed on the path that I needed to be on.
So take us through your process of joining CAPNA in the Department of Children's Services. How your job search went, and your submitting an application, and your reaction to being hired.
It was so wild. I just remember being at work. I worked at a daycare in Hartselle, and I just got on Indeed one day. I was like, I just need something different. I need something that's going to help me excel, and I just felt stagnant where I was. And so I got on Indeed, and I applied to everything that I could apply to. I applied to 28 jobs, and then Sherelle called me, and I was at work, so I missed her call, but thankfully she left a voicemail, and I was able to call her back. And she said that she saw my resume and wanted to interview me for the job. And I was like, okay, I didn't think anything of it, because once I looked at the description, I was like, there ain't no way. I was like, there is no way that they are going to pay for me to go to school, pay for, or pay me this well for me to do the same thing that I'm doing now with less kids, retirement, all the benefits, and 2 teachers in a room. I was like, there is no way. But so I did interview with Sherelle, and she called me and offered me the job. And so when I got the enrollment packet, I took it home to my husband, and I was like, please look at this. I said, does this look real to you? And he was like, there's no way. And so I just remember my first day at Vivian Turner and meeting Miss Watson. I just went home and I said, it's real. I said, I don't know how I ended up here or why the Lord thought to bless me this big, but it's real. And from then on, I've been moving up the ladder.
Had you finished your degree at that time, or did you still have some schooling to go?
I had my associate's degree, and then I had started at Athens State after Calhoun. I think I did that 3 times. I started and I stopped 3 times at Athens State before I came to CAPNA, and I applied for the Teach Scholarship, and that was a pretty quick process. They called me within a week and was like, hey, send me your schedule. We're going to pay for your school. This is all you need to do. And within a year and a half, I graduated.
And you mentioned Sherelle Little in Human Resources, and Miss Watson, Melanie Watson, who is your supervisor now.
Right.
What were some things that they did on their own, not part of the hiring process, that made you realize you were in the place where you need to be?
Miss Watson, I tell everybody this, Miss Watson is heaven sent. I've never worked for someone like Miss Watson. It doesn't matter if it's personal, professional, she's there. She's going to listen to you. She's going to do her best to help you resolve any issues that you have. And it's almost more than just a boss. It's like she's that nurturing, caring, loving, almost like a mother figure to a lot of us. I know me especially. And so I just knew, I was like, Lord, thank you. Like, you knew that I needed this. Thank you so much. And then Sherelle, I have told Sherelle thank you so many times because she took a chance on me. And had she not taken the chance on me, I probably wouldn't be sitting here right now. And so I think I owe a lot to her for doing that for me. And she was just really helpful throughout the process. She answered any questions quickly. So, yeah.
How long have you been in your role now?
2 years in April.
2 years in April?
Mm-hmm.
How has life been affected by becoming a first-generation college student for you and your family?
I would say completely. My life has changed forever because of community action. My son, my husband, and every generation after me, we will be much better off because of the chance community action took on me.
And your degree is your degree forever.
Forever.
We can't take it away.
Right.
Where do you see yourself in 3, 5, or even 10 years from now?
I told Miss Watson, I said, y'all are going to have to run me off with a stick. I said, community action is so much bigger than me, and I just feel so blessed to be a part of something that is so much bigger than me. I don't plan on going anywhere. I love my job. I love my kids, my classroom, where I'm at. Would I like to excel and go up the ladder a little bit? Yeah, I think so. Like, I could see myself being maybe a center director or maybe something at central office one day. But right now, I'm happy with being in the classroom.
And it sounds like you have a history of seeing yourself down the road, doing something better, doing something more. And it started when you were a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And here you are today. So in 5 years, you may be on here again as the CEO of the agency. We don't know.
Yep. Wherever the Lord leads.
Do you have any last thoughts or advice for people of any age who thinks college is, to borrow your words, not something my family does?
Just go for it. Break the cycle. Everybody's capable. Everyone is a lifelong learner, and you're never too old to educate your mind and decide that you want better for yourself and your family. My grandfather used to tell me all the time, and it kind of gave me a push, you're never too old to learn, and education is power. And so we're all lifelong learners, and I think that anyone out there who is second-guessing it or unfamiliar with school or college, just go for it. Break the cycle, because it is truly life-changing.
Those are great words to part with. Brandi Powers, thanks for joining us and talking about your experience as a first-generation college student.